share, but an epic episode of MVP Friday. And we have my man, Jesse McJanet, who is a MMA strength and conditioning coach. He's a grappler himself. And bro, do you do a little bit of MMA yourself?
No, dude, I don't like getting hit in the head. It's all jiu-jitsu for me.
Bro, you need that brain. You're an onto it, dude. So, no, as you know, guys, this is one of my favorite episodes and something I really love to dive into. And today's pretty cool. We were just having a bit of a pre-chat before. Today's episode is all about how Jesse was meant to sign 30 clients this month, bro. I'm disappointed. You come on, you signed 29, bro. 29 clients, no doubt, bro. By the end of the day, you'll have that 30. So,
Yes, sir.
pretty awesome, bro. And you've also cracked your first 10K month, bro. Do you want to sort of maybe introduce yourself, bro? Let us know a little bit about you, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, man. So I've been personal training since 2016. I just been doing face-to-face the whole time, making the same amount of money every year. The point where I didn't think I was ever gonna have to pay my HECS debt off. So that's not gonna happen anymore. But I just got sick of not making the enough money. But the biggest like catalyst to it all was like I got scammed and I lost $15,000, which was like 90% of all my money, and I didn't get it back. So then I booked a call in with Brad like a week after that. So I was sad for about a day. Then I was like, all right, what are we going to do about it? We got to build it back. So I owe Brad a shit ton to him selling me into it, and took a big leap of faith. You know, I didn't have any money, and I was like, I just have to make this work. So put all the work in, and it's come very quickly. So
bro, that's fucking wild. So like just to replay that back, bro. So basically you got scammed out of 90% of your money. You pretty much had nothing left.
Yep.
For a lot of people, bro, a lot of people are like, look, it's not the right time. I don't have the cash right now. What was the decision that said, fuck it, actually, I need to do this?
Well, I was like, I need money now, and I definitely don't want to go working with tools. I suck with tools. I don't think it'd work for me, and I'm definitely not going in an office, right? So I was like, this needs to work. And I had talked to Nick, and he told me about you, and I was like, okay, let's just go for it. This is like my last attempt to make it as a trainer before I go, okay, do I have to look at doing something else? And I love it. Like there's nothing else I'd rather do, but I was like, well, I've got no money. So just had to dive in.
That's awesome, bro. How long you been in Mumba now, man?
Like 2 months, maybe.
Yeah, just on a couple months. No, that's awesome, bro. And yeah, man, we were sort of saying before. So this month, man, you've been on a bit of a heater. The start of the month, man, you're like, look, I'm going to sign up 30 clients. And I was like, bro, I fucking love the enthusiasm, but what a fucking bounce into client, bro. What sort of set you on that path, man? And more importantly, I guess, what have you done every single day to make sure, you know, you're signing up essentially a client every single day of the month?
So actually, originally my goal was 10, and I talked to Moz, and he's like, I'm doing a client a day for the month. I'm like, I'm fucking in. Let's go for it. And it was actually one of your calls where you're like, let's set some stretch goals and reward for everything. And I was like, okay, well, I really want to squat rack. This is what I'm going to do if I hit my 10. And then like I hit like 7 in the first week, or maybe in a couple of days. I'm like, okay. So pretty much I didn't miss a single call that you guys do. I've been to every one. I love them all. And then I've really, really gone hard on the content. The content's probably the biggest thing. I get a heap of people just reaching out to me now because they're like, oh man, I really liked what you're doing with all your content. And then we just have conversations from there. Then also reaching out to everyone that I've had connections with, like past clients, clients that I've got at the moment, and just sell. I've never DM'd before this. So like I was sort of just like waited for people to come to me, and I was like, no, it's time to go after people. And yeah, man. So I'm just every day I make sure I post once a day. Now I'm doing 2 a days. I make sure I do all the stories. And then I'm trying to hit, for this week, I've done 50 DMs every day too.
Fucking mad, bro. So basically what you said is like, for the last 6 years, you've waited for business to come to you.
Yeah.
This month you've just gone out and got it, bro. And
I
mean, that's pretty wild, man. To think that, you know, you've essentially got gone from, what did you say before? It was like what you were making in a month, you're now making in a week.
Yeah, dude. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very cool, bro. Man,
Life changing, bro.
yeah, one of the things you said, bro, is like it's been about the content, bro. And one of the things that I absolutely love about what you're doing, man, and it's you're just able to remain authentic. How do you think you've been able to sort of remain authentic on, you know, social media, just be you, bro, and show up as you?
Yeah.
And how do you think you've been doing that?
Yeah, dude. So that really, I think that came from like the first week of being in Mumbai because we did that the master plan where you make sure you find what your avatar is and what your niche is. It was like until then I was sort of on the fence. I didn't want to say no to anyone. I was like, oh, I don't want to exclude anyone. I'll take anything. So noticing, oh, like just like defining who I wanted to help and then knowing that avatar is actually me is like, okay, well, I'm just talking to myself, doing things that I'd want for myself. And I really wanted to dive into that authentic stuff. And that really helped. And so now I'm just posting not carefree, but like I'm definitely not thinking about, oh, is this going to upset someone? I'm like, this is just me. If you don't like it, see you later. I'm good. So just knowing my avatar and my niche was the biggest thing for that.
Absolutely, bro. So, man, for coaches that are sort of like struggling with that avatar, with that niche, what would be a couple of pointers that maybe has helped you, man?
For me, I think it had, for me personally, my avatar had to be me. I don't think I could target something that's not me because I don't live that. I don't know. I don't have the same values as that person. It's like, no, I know me and I personally think I'm killing it. So do what I want to do, what I do. And I want you just to enjoy life and I'm enjoying life doing what I do.
Fuck, I love that, bro. That's fucking cool, bro. And you're a good cunt. So why not just show up as yourself, man? I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bro, maybe if you could share, bro. So I know you're doing two reels a day, 2 posts a day now, man. How are you managing to keep up that output? And are you planning your content in advance? What are you sort of doing, or how are you sort of making sure you're keeping up that level of content?
Yep. So I'm easily fitting it in. I'm not struggling at all because I've put it into my calendar. So I'm like, this is the time. Yeah. So I'm not actually planning anything in advance. I thought about it today. I probably should put a little bit of time into doing that. But I just know that there's a set amount of time after my workout that I'm just recording something and I'm doing the 2 videos. So it's I don't think it's unrealistic. It's just I think if you didn't have the time set, that's when like previously I hadn't been able to do a post a day, let alone 2. But now it's like, no, this is I can see that this is bringing me more business than anything that I'm doing. So it's like this is important. And I love creating stuff. So I've got no problem doing it.
Yeah, that's bad. So like basically what you're doing, bro, is you've set aside some time for your workouts. And then straight after the workout, you're like, look, I don't know what I'm creating, but I'm creating.
Yeah, well, I've got a pump, you know.
That's it, bro. That might be what I'm missing, bro.
Well, I also feel like the blood's just pumping everywhere. I'm thinking better. I'm more in the zone of creating something in the gym. I have a lot of fun with it. I try to invent some weird shit, and when I'm training, I'm always thinking, like, oh, what can I do different?
Yeah, that's mad. How do you strike a balance, man, between sharing, you know, some of your personal aspects of your life, telling a bit of your story, and then also some of like, I guess, the value and social proof that you're putting out?
I'm just recording everything I do. That's every client I've got, I'm like, oh, camera's out, you're doing something cool, let's go. Every workout I do, I'll get something out of it. And like the way I train already, I feel like is ready for me to make content because I am, like I said, I'm always trying to find something different. I'm not doing the same thing every time. I'm doing some unconventional things, lots of landmines, kettlebells and stuff like that. So I'm constantly learning. So I think I can just share that easily. So then I go to the gym and I try it on my clients as well. And it all just sort of flows together.
Yeah, man. Man, is there any times where you're like, oh fuck, that was a little bit odd, or you know, a bit of a funny story about creating your content?
No, I think the funniest thing is how much interaction I got when I just put up a bare butt picture on my stories. Like out of everything, that gave the most content. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why do people do this? But besides that, no, not really, man. It's everything's been going pretty good.
Man, what I think is it might have been a story or one of your reels you posted last night about one of your clients, and I think you said you didn't really like him at the start,
Yeah.
but did he become one of your favorite clients, man? You sort of want to
He's actually one of my best friends now.
yeah. So, man, if you want to walk us through that journey, and then maybe how you went about creating that in that social media post, because I was
Yep.
like, man, this is fucking gold. Like that was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted to make an authentic post. Like I
Yep.
really am super proud of this guy. Like I literally did make my dream come true. I've always wanted to train a pro
Yep.
fighter. So I wanted to get that authentic self on it.
Yep.
And I shouldn't have posted the one that I did because I actually was recording other ones. And dude, I actually was like tearing up, and I should have just posted those as well. Cause like it was like probably I just didn't. I just afterwards I was like, oh damn. But we do a lot of banter, me and the boys at the gym. So it's like it had to come out with some banter to start with, and it just flowed naturally. And I wanted to do something really nice for him. I knew that he would love it and he'd laugh, and yeah.
That's awesome, bro. That's very cool, man. And I guess you've still got those other ones in your pocket for next time, eh?
Yeah, for sure, man. So I've got a heap of fighters on the in like 12 weeks. So I'm hoping to get some more that I can post like that too.
What did it mean to you, bro, to train a professional fighter?
Dude, that has been my dream since I started training people.
Yeah.
So straight out of school, that's what I want to do. I didn't want to do Gen Pop. I really always wanted to do it. Then one day I was just doing jiu-jitsu at my gym, and the head coach comes up, he goes, "You want a job?" And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, I didn't realize I wanted to leave anytime so bad. Yeah, let's go. And then instantly just training amateurs, which I loved. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait for the pros. And then it was funny, dude, because the fight show before I had five people fighting, three of them were pros, and two of them I didn't train, and all five of my guys lost like in the first round, and I'm like, fuck. And the other two won.
Oh, good.
They all told me that was the fittest they'd ever felt, but I actually think it worked against them because they didn't take the threat seriously, and there was a lot of submissions like, oh, I'm too strong for this guy, and then they got subbed.
It's a good learning curve, man. I often found like even a lot of the world records that were failures or failed attempts is actually where you learn most of the coach. You're like, cool. When you win, it's like, oh fuck, that's awesome. But you don't often learn what you need to learn when you win.
100% agreed.
Yeah, bro. So cool, man. Well, man, let's sort of switch back to over the last 30 days, you've gained 29 clients. You've still got a couple left to follow up. Bro, how did you manage to do this? And if you could potentially share, your mindset. I know you said you booked it in your calendar, but what was sort of the mindset going into the month? What strategies and what does your day-to-day look like that has made this happen?
Yep. So I wake up before jiu-jitsu and I'll put up a story with a poll. So I get some traction early on in the algorithm, but also some people I can follow up before I go to bed. So I just let that just tick away all day. Because I really hate obviously reaching out to absolute cold leads. There's not, you know what I mean? So I'd start with that, go do my thing, train for a bit, do some work. And then straight after that, I'm going through making more content and DMing people. So I'm trying to get, at the start, I started with like 20 DMs in the morning, 20 at night, but I'm trying to just get a little bit over 50 every day at the moment. Have another workout, make some content from that. And I'm just constantly thinking like, okay, what can I share? How can I connect with more people and be authentic? So that was like the biggest focus. It was like, I think I can just sell me. And I think that will be the biggest thing. And then I think the confidence just grew very quickly. Like I said, it was like 7 signups in the first week at like, maybe not even like, it might've been 4 days. Like it was just like multiples a day and I couldn't believe it already.
Yeah.
So then there's been some quiet periods with it. So like the week before the event, I didn't sign up anyone and I'm freaking out. I was like, oh no, I've lost it. I don't know what to do. And then I was like, the day after the event, I signed up for like 4 in one day. I'm like, back. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And then it's just been a relentless effort this week to try to hit that 30. So I'm just super consistent. I'm just constantly DMing everyone, just following up and being like a pest, like a proper pest. I'd say to someone that I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm pestering you, but like I know I can help you and let's sign you up. So like even today it was like just 3 hours of messaging every single person over and over again, new people. So it's just like following everything that you've taught and just getting it out there.
Fucking knows, bro. So, man, like you sit there, obviously, like you're just being a pest, and like for a lot of people, that could be like quite confronting, man, to that fear of rejection or that fear of like feeling like you're being annoyed. But something you said there that you're like, look, I know I can help you. How did you sort of like just build that unshakable belief, man? Like, look, I have to pester you because I'm wanting to help you. How did you build that?
Well, like they'll tell me something of like why they're not achieving what they're doing. And I'm like, I've done this now with 29 people I've signed up this month. It's like and I'm getting quick results because it's like I've never been able to get this quicker result when it's just been a one-on-one session once a week. You're adding in that you're doing this much training, you're doing this much, eating this much, you're doing all this other stuff, and the weekly check-in to make it accountable. Like it's the best service that I've ever had. So it's like, why wouldn't I be confident to sell that to someone?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And bro, one of the things you said, like, you did have that little bit of dip. What motivated you, I guess? Obviously, we had the event, but what motivated you to keep going?
Well, it sounded like everyone just has moments where it doesn't work. It's like you have lulls down and then it just peaks back up again. And I think it was you telling Peter the same thing. So I was just like, okay, it's normal. Just stay consistent with it. And then literally like it was like 3 people just reached out to me. It wasn't even me DMing them like, oh, your content's really good. Can I learn some more? So I was like, okay, they're watching still, even if it's not on that day. Like they're still there. So just gotta be consistent, show them that you're consistent and I'll come.
Mad, bro. What over the last month, man, what have been probably your biggest lessons? And maybe if you were to reflect back on the last 6 years, what has been the big catalyst, bro? Because it's just obviously you flip the switch. What are your big lessons?
The work ethic's the biggest things that's switched. Like I was just doing 10 hours a week of training and living the lifestyle of working 10 hours a week. To now where it's like, no, I'm working as soon as I wake up, and when I go to bed. Like I definitely still have my fun, but like it's completely different. So that's like the biggest thing that's changed since I've signed up.
Yeah, that's mad, bro. Man, one of the things, obviously, another thing to unpack is like your content is fire, bro. So,
Thanks, bro.
how are you sort of like? I know you've got like some sick captions. Your content looks sharp. What are you doing, man, to make sure? Maybe in terms of like setting up your camera, what are you doing to make sure the content looks good? And what's your sort of approach to finishing off and polishing your content? Because it's
for sure. So
sharp,
I've got a tripod and I've just bought the Rode mics as well, so that gave it better audio, and that's noticeably better. They're expensive as fuck, but they're going to pay themselves off for sure. That was actually one of the treats I did for some people. I was like, it's time. But so I find getting multiple angles with the same exercise is good, just to get the screen constantly changing. One of the I don't remember what it's called in CapCut, but you can make it like zoom or pan across if you're moving and stuff. So that's just keeping it moving as much as possible. And then the captions, just like they just light up for me as I go. And I'm just trying to make sure that they're sure every different part of the video is nice and short, so it's constantly transitioning to something new, and just hard hitting audio to go with it. And then I just when I put it onto Instagram or something, I just like knock the music back down to like 30% so you can still hear me, but still just got a little bit of tune behind it.
Yeah, for sure, bro. No, really cool, man. Like, so with you got your Rode mic, you got your tripod. How do you sort of like trigger some inspiration like straight after training? What do you sort of do to make sure that your content's on?
I sort of just think like, well, one, I followed the plan. It was like, what kind of post do I need to do today? And then I'm like, okay, well, what would I want help with in whatever aspect that is? So it's if it was like the 3 tips post, it's like, okay, well, what have I learned recently? And like, because I'm always just trying to evolve my training. I don't ever want to stop trying to evolve it. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's go into this. And then I just like try to educate myself further on it as well. And then I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'll use that.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, bro. Man, like with your content and now, bro, you're starting to, I guess, see the potential of what you're doing and starting to get a bit of a following on social media. What impact do you want to have through your content, man?
I want to inspire people to move more. Like that's one of the ones that really matter to me. I just don't think people move enough.
Yeah.
And also to have fun in their training. Like I do like all the functional stuff, but like the main thing is that like I did weights, like bodybuilding plans for years and then I got bored and then I stopped training and I was like, well, that's shit. So now I'm just like, I just want people to constantly evolve what they're doing and
Yeah.
like learn more what their body can do. So like since I've been going deep into kettlebells and the landmines and sandbags and stuff like that, it's crazy different. And yeah, I'm loving just what my body's capable of doing.
I love it, bro. One of the cool things I think you did, man, recently was it was a post about the Kmart home gym. It was fucking gold, man. Like, because that's a perfect piece of content where it's like, hey, get rid of your fucking excuses. Go to Kmart, spend $50, you got a gym.
That was actually well, so that I made that because any objection I had where people are like, oh, I don't have a gym membership. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, let's fucking sort that out. Because like I understand if you don't want to go to a gym, you don't go to a gym. My gym I'm at, I'm the only trainer. I'm pretty much the only one there all the time. So it's really nice. Or my home gym, So I don't like the commercial gyms either. So I get it. So it's like we can just make it $100 and you can have a home gym. And now you can also buy my program and away we go.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Do you often find like you sort of take, those objections or those excuses and turn it into content?
Dude, literally at the event, one of the things I recorded was because some dude told me he has no time. And I was like, all right, well, here's a 10-minute workout that I'm doing while we were having lunch. And I also recorded and edited it in that time. So it was like, you've got some time, like simple as that. You've got time. If you think you don't have time, you've never done like a 10-minute EMOM or something. And it's like, off you go. You can hurt yourself in 10 minutes.
Is there, do you have a piece of content that you thought like that's blown up or a piece of content where you're like, oh, fuck, I didn't think that would go well, but it went really well?
I've also had the opposite where I thought something would go really well and then it didn't. But yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head of like specifically, but like some I'm like, okay, we'll just see how this one goes. And I'm like, oh wow, I've done a lot more effort in other videos before and it hasn't blown up.
Yeah.
I think just being consistent with that because it's like when I first started really putting effort into reels, it was like, don't get upset or emotional of one that's not performing straight away. But now that I'm getting consistent, it's like they're more likely to blow up with a bit more,
Yeah, that's mad, bro. That's very, very cool. Brother, so I guess, man, now you've sort of, you're up to your first 10K month. What does that sort of mean to you, bro?
Dude, it's huge. Like, I had a lot of limiting beliefs. Like and actually, this is a funny one. Like when the deal was in for Mumbo, it's like hit 10K or you train for free, and I'm like, well, like a little part of me was like, oh, I don't want to hit 10K yet. I don't, and then I was like, what the fuck do you mean you don't hit 10K yet? Hit 10K. Who gives a fuck? Like this is the whole point you're here. But like I don't know, dude. It was just so I don't know. There was just limiting beliefs on what I thought I'd be able to do. I thought I'd be getting to the 6 months, be like, oh, maybe I'll be hitting 10K. But now I'm like, oh, well, how fucking far can I go with this? Like, this is insane. And so it means the world to me, bro, because it's like now I'm like, well, how much money do I need before my wife doesn't need to work at the shitty job she's got? You know what I mean? So it's like now I feel like a man because I'll be able to provide for my family better. And it's like lots of things like that. It was like where I've never done before. So huge.
That's such a cool thing, man. And I guess now like your ambition is probably being stretched by your purpose now. Like you got a bigger purpose. And I know we're lucky enough to have James Caan on the at the event. Was there anything in terms of that, man, in terms of what James talked about that sort of inspired you to get moving this week?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. After we talked to him, I went home that night and I wrote out like a whole page of my purpose and what I'm doing it for. And it just made it like, oh, this is what I do. Like this is what I do to make money and this is why I'm doing it. There's no, oh, what if this is just what's going to happen now. And I need to do it. So it's just a heap of passion. Like one of the biggest compliments I get all the time is just how much energy and passion I've got. And it's like already, and then it's like now I've like dialed in on the passion, and it's like, no, we got more to go. So yeah, I
We're
took
just
so
getting
much out of
started,
what he had to
baby.
say.
We're just getting started.
Exactly, dude. Like exactly. So it's like I've got like things I want to do for my family, and it's like things that I want to do. Like I said to you, it's like I want to move to the beach because I think I deserve to be on the fucking beach. So I want to be there.
Yeah, that's mad, bro. Nah, I fucking love that, bro. And if you fuck, I'd be happy to have you as a neighbor, man. So get up here as soon as you can. That's cool, man. Like maybe just like because I know the event had a big impact on you. What sort of other takeaways did you get away from the event, man?
Yeah, for sure, man. The one of the things Jimmy said when it was just like relentless volume, I was like, fucking all right, here, all right, for sure. All right, let's just
Yeah.
we're just gonna body everyone with volume. I'm like, okay, well, I need to work more. And when he said it's an infinite game, I think that one like really got to me as well. It's like, yep, there's no I win here. It's just we keep scaling, we keep going. There's definitely wins on the way, but it's not done. So that was really big. I got so much out of it, bro. It was just like knowing that I'm doing the right thing. Like this is what I need, where I should be. Being
Yeah.
surrounded by so many successful people was fucking incredible too. Just like
Yeah.
seeing my future, pretty much. That's how it felt. Like I was like, oh, like I never thought I could be rich, and it's like, no, I'm gonna be fucking rich. Like, let's go.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing was just like limiting beliefs were just getting shattered. I was like, no, okay, I just got to put that work in.
Yeah, that's incredible, bro. I like honestly, man, that was the whole purpose of the weekend was like it was the content's great for sure, but it's like fuck it, let's get some good people in the room and just plant some seeds for like, look, you are limitless, just fucking go. Just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like anyone can do it. So why not me? And that's the mindset I've had since I've signed up pretty much. It's like this is my time. Let's go.
That's it, bro. Cool, man. So flipping back to obviously your career and you know, as it being an infinite game, man, the suck never stops. But let's say what you want to do with your MMA strength and conditioning. What would you sort of like to do, man, as a coach?
Like online or in person or both?
Just say like, let's say for example, you want to train, you know, fucking Alexander Volkanovski. What is your goal, bro? For you know, when you hang up the hat as a coach, what's your goal?
For sure, man. So I don't know. I haven't really gone deep into how high up in like UFC or anything like that. If I wanted to train people, I'm honestly quite content with just training people at the gym for now. That might change coming up. I'm also interested in the jiu-jitsu side of things as well. So I would love to train some high-level jiu-jitsu people. That'd be really cool.
Yep.
But really, I've always wanted to try to be a professional myself in jiu-jitsu. So that'd be really cool too. I don't care. Since I've started, I've sort of just dialed that back a little bit. I'm still training a shit ton. So I'd be happy to still just be able to train, live the lifestyle I have,
Yep.
and still training athletes, especially in person. I don't want to train any gen pop anymore. I want people that want to train hard. So yeah, they more so I want to just help men live better. I feel like that's the thing that I can do for them. So I just
Yep.
want them to have a better life.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. And where do you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years from now, bro?
I definitely see myself on the coast. That's I think sooner than later. I don't think that's going to take I would hope 5 years I'd be well and truly there.
Yeah.
After that, I'm not sure. Like looking at Keegan building all the villages and stuff like that, it's like, well, that's possible too, you know. So it's like I could go anywhere with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's actually it's funny because that was one of the goals I wrote down at Keegan's event 7 years ago, bro. And it was actually funny talking to him last night about all of the stuff and what we want to do and creating these sort of experience centers. And I think one of the big things I want to do is create, you know, that Bali time chamber in New Zealand.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I'm going to work really, really fucking hard to make happen. And it's wild, eh? A dude like Keegan, he's just a guy that plants a seed of limitless potential. And yeah, it's very
I did think that the other day. I was like, how much money do I need to be able to open one of those myself? Because that looks incredible.
I think it's like I sort of and I'm probably way out here, but I was like, I reckon in New Zealand it'd be about 3 million. That's probably minus the land. So I was like, that's
Yeah.
probably what it would
Yeah.
cost. But like that's not much really, like to be honest. It's especially like when you look at guys like Keegan, he went in, you know, basically got to the Vanuatu and government and was like, hey, give us this land, you know. They negotiated for it. You know, you don't necessarily have to have money if you can prove that it's going to be very valuable for a lot of people. So
That's cool,
yeah,
man.
and that's just a different way of thinking, eh? So it's
Yeah, well,
that's
I've never in a million years. I remember when I first started with Uncommon Kicking, he was just like, all right, well, what do you think you can do? And it's like my goals at the start were nothing compared to like what they probably were like what I'm doing now. So it's like now I've just got to set higher and higher goals. I'm stoked with that.
absolutely, bro. So man, when you put the gloves down in the ring, you know, what would they say about your career, bro?
I actually had someone message me today, and I thought because I knew you were going to ask this question, and I thought it was. I'm like, I'm going to say this, and he goes, I'm coming to you because I know that you are the specialist in uncommon exercises. Like you don't get bored. And I was like, I want to be known for the dude that's got just the craziest exercises, has lots of fun, and just enjoys life.
I fucking love it, bro. That is awesome, man. Bro, one last thing. What would be 3 things you would recommend to someone who wants to grow by 30 clients in a month? And just someone who, and maybe just one little thought process that would make other people think a bit higher level.
Okay. I would definitely go the power list. Just 5 things every day you've got to do. Get it done. Since I've been doing that, it's been super clear what I need to do. So I'm not like just going in between tabs on my computer, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this. Focus on quality content. I think that's super, super important. I think you need to also make sure that you're putting in enough time for you. If you're selling you need to be good. So make yourself high value. And I think the mindset of it is you just need to go like 100%. Like what would happen if you went 100% for a month and just because like you can be real with yourself, you've never gone 100% before. Yeah. So what would happen if you did go 100% and then just see what happens? Because like I like even still like I don't feel like I went 100%, but I probably went like 85%. I'm sure that's going to be even different in a few more weeks. But like this is the biggest month I've ever had in my life.
40%, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just shattering every time. Like it's like, okay, I've worked really hard, but it's like that's just now I get used to it. And then it's like work capacity and training. It's like when I first started jiu-jitsu, it was like 1 session a week. I was couldn't do anything. Now I can do 7 and I don't hurt. So it's like at the moment it hurts a little and I'm gonna get better, and then it's gonna be nothing to me.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest realizations I've had over the last 2-3 years is that just capacity to work, capacity to be an entrepreneur, the capacity to just continue to grind it out over time, you know, like what crippled you, you know, a few years ago, fuck, that becomes a day in the life, you know, it's just an easy day. So, I fucking love that, man. And look, man, like super, super proud of you, bro. And I love it when people follow through and, you know, they do everything they can. They're like, nah, I'm going to do this. And it's just a really, really uncommon trait, bro. And I
Thank you, brother.
You're part of our crew and part of our family, man. And I appreciate your time today.
I appreciate you having me on, dude. It's when I got asked, that was a big moment for me too, because I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm being recognized. I'm doing the right shit. Let's go.
You're doing it, brother. You're doing it. Awesome, bro. All right, man. We'll call it there for today. But cheers for your time, brother, and we'll catch you up soon. See you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Bye.